A young woman crashes her car on a quiet, snow-covered road. A passerby stops to help, but within minutes, she's gone. No footprints, no signs of struggle. Just an abandoned car and an unsettling silence. For nearly 2 decades, the disappearance of Maura Murray has baffled investigators, internet sleuths, and even her own family. Was she running from something? Did she stage her disappearance? Or did she meet a far more sinister fate? Stay with us as we uncover the chilling details of this case and a theory that might change everything you thought you knew about it. Maura Murray was a 21-year-old nursing student at the University of Massachusetts Amherst. In the days leading up to her disappearance, her behavior took a strange and unexplained turn. On February 9, 2004, she sent an email to her professors stating that she needed to take time off due to a family emergency. But there was no such emergency. Her family later confirmed that nothing was wrong at home, leaving the true reason behind her departure a mystery. Earlier that same day, Maura withdrew nearly all the money from her bank account, about $280. She also stopped by a liquor store, purchasing alcohol before getting in her car and heading north. Her destination was unknown, but it seemed as though she was preparing for a trip. What makes this even stranger is that Maura had also packed up her belongings in her dorm room. Her room was left in an orderly fashion, and a printed email from her boyfriend was found on top of her belongings. It was as if she had no plans to return anytime soon. So why did she leave? Some speculate she was running away from personal problems. Others believe she was simply taking a short break to clear her mind. But whatever her reasons, she never made it to wherever she was going, because just hours later, she would crash her car and vanish without a trace. At around 7:30 p.m., Maura's black Saturn veered off a rural road in Haverhill, New Hampshire, crashing into a snowbank. The impact damaged the front of her car, but she did not appear to be seriously hurt. A local bus driver, Butch Atwood, happened upon the scene and stopped to offer assistance. He later reported that Maura seemed shaken but uninjured. She declined his help, insisting that she had already called for roadside assistance. But there was a problem. There was no record of any such call. Concerned, Atwood drove home just a short distance away and called 911 to report the accident. By the time law enforcement arrived, only a few minutes later, Maura was gone. Her car remained in the snowbank with the doors locked. The airbags had deployed, a bottle of alcohol was found inside, and some of it had spilled on the seat. But there was no sign of Maura anywhere. Even stranger, there were no footprints leading away from the crash site, no evidence that she had walked into the woods, no indication that she had been picked up by another vehicle. It was as if she had vanished into thin air. What happened to Maura in those crucial minutes between the crash and the arrival of law enforcement? Did she willingly leave the scene, or did something far more sinister take place? When law enforcement arrived at the scene, they initially treated it as a simple case of a missing person who had wandered off. There was no immediate evidence of foul play, and with no signs of a struggle, authorities assumed Maura had either left on foot or had been picked up by a passing motorist. A search of the surrounding area was conducted, but there were no footprints leading into the woods or down the road. The snow should have preserved any tracks, making Maura's sudden disappearance even more perplexing. One of the strangest discoveries at the scene was a white rag stuffed into the tailpipe of Maura's car. Some speculated that this could have been an attempt to disable the vehicle or even a sign of foul play. Others, including Maura's father, suggested that she might have placed it there herself to prevent damage to the engine, a trick he had previously shown her. But if Maura had done it, why and when? As the hours passed with no sign of her, theories began to emerge. Some believed she had staged her own disappearance, hoping to start a new life somewhere far from her troubles. Others suspected she had fallen victim to the harsh winter conditions, wandering into the woods and succumbing to the freezing temperatures. Then there was the darker possibility that someone had been watching her, that her crash was not a random event, and that she had been taken by someone who knew exactly what they were doing. With no definitive answers, the investigation was about to take an even more mysterious turn. As days turned into weeks, strange details began to emerge, clues that only deepened the mystery. One of the most puzzling pieces of evidence was a phone call made to Maura's phone 2 days after she disappeared. Her boyfriend, Billy Rausch, reported receiving a voicemail that consisted of nothing but static, with what sounded like muffled breathing in the background. Though authorities were never able to trace the call, some believe it could have been Maura trying to reach out. Others think it was a cruel prank, or something far more sinister. Then there were the reported sightings. Witnesses claimed to have seen a woman resembling Maura at a local convenience store, and another said they spotted her at a bar with an unknown man. But none of these sightings could be confirmed. If Maura had left voluntarily, why had she not contacted her family? As traditional leads ran cold, the case took on a life of its own online. Internet sleuths pored over every detail, searching for hidden clues in surveillance footage, phone records, and police reports. Theories ranged from the plausible to the outright bizarre. Some believed Maura had planned her disappearance meticulously, possibly aided by a secret accomplice. Others speculated she had unknowingly walked into danger that night, falling victim to an opportunistic predator. The explosion of interest in the case also came with downsides. Misinformation spread rapidly, leading to false reports and harassment of innocent people. Maura's family has spent years battling conspiracy theories and misleading claims, all while desperately searching for answers. Despite the speculation, one thing remains clear. Maura Murray did not simply vanish. There are missing pieces to this puzzle, and the truth may be far stranger than anyone ever imagined. Over the years, countless theories have emerged, each trying to explain what really happened to Maura Murray. One of the most common theories is that Maura deliberately ran away, escaping from personal troubles that had been building up in her life. In the days leading up to her disappearance, she had been struggling. She had crashed her father's car, seemed emotionally distraught, and had suddenly left college without a clear explanation. Some believe she may have planned her disappearance in advance, intending to start a new life somewhere far away. But if that were the case, why did she leave behind her belongings? And why has there been no trace of her for 2 decades? Another possibility is that Maura met with foul play. Some investigators believe she may have been picked up by the wrong person after the crash. The rural area where she disappeared had few houses and even fewer witnesses. Could someone have been lurking nearby, waiting for an opportunity? The fact that there were no footprints in the snow leading away from the car suggests she didn't leave on foot. So if someone took her, who was it? Others point to the possibility that Maura succumbed to the elements. It was a freezing night, and if she had wandered too far into the woods in a state of distress or intoxication, she could have collapsed from hypothermia. But if that were the case, why was no trace of her ever found? No clothing, no remains, nothing. Despite countless investigations, national media coverage, and the efforts of internet sleuths, no definitive answers have been found. No arrests have been made. No solid evidence has surfaced. It is as if Maura Murray simply ceased to exist the moment she walked away from that crash site. So what do you think really happened to Maura Murray? Did she intentionally disappear, or was she the victim of something far more sinister? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't like this video, and definitely don't subscribe. You wouldn't want weekly doses of mind-blowing mysteries, creepy legends, and unexplained events, would you? Yeah, I didn't think so. And whatever you do, don't click on the video above, unless you want to uncover the secrets they don't want you to know.